course, with Berry taking over the number 21 Ford in 2025, this does mean that we'll see Harrison Burton looking for a new home. Now, since becoming a full-time Cup driver in 2022, Burton has struggled to live up to expectations, which has caused many to say he was rushed to the Cup Series too soon. In his third full season at the Premier level, Burton only has one top 5 finish and 5 top 10s as well. It seems like his performance has gotten worse and worse each year. He's finished 27th in the points in his rookie year, 31st last year, and currently sits 33rd right now as well after round 19 of the normal regular season. So what's the best path forward for Harrison Burton's future? Stay in the Cup Series or consider returning to trucks or Xfinity to try and restart his career?
Well, I think Denny Hamlin said it best on Actions Detrimental a few weeks ago. I would rather be winning on Friday or Saturday than running 25th on Sunday. And that's what Harrison Burton's been doing. He's been running. I mean, he did not have a top 20 on a non-drafting track this year until just a few weeks ago at Iowa. I mean, that's how subpar the performance has been. And again, I don't think it's I think you're right, Josh. Harrison Burton, I think, that sentiment is very much widespread across the NASCAR fandom, that he was certainly rushed up a little bit sooner than people expected him to be in the Cup Series. But if anything, I feel like if you look at the results this year, it just hasn't. If anything, it's been a step back. And if any, I mean, you could argue perhaps it was a good opportunity, to come in at the right time with his rookie year being 2022. Everybody was a rookie in some way, shape, or form that year with a brand new car, an next-gen car. So it was a good time to launch your Cup Series career in one respect, I suppose. The parity was up a little bit, and everybody was learning a new car on the fly, just as the rookies were obviously learning the Cup Series as a whole. So I think that, in hindsight, obviously you can say that Harrison Burton should have probably stayed in the Xfinity Series another year or two. I understand the move at the time that the Wood brothers made, that Harrison Burton made, but at this point, I think, we'll see what happens with those two Haas seats in the Xfinity Series, or what Ford might be able to do if maybe a reunion with Toyota is back on the cards. Who knows what's going to happen there? But I think that if I'm Harrison Burton at this point, I would much prefer, and I think it would be better long-term for my career, if I go back down to the Xfinity Series. I mean, talk about Cole Custer. We'll see what his plans are for 25, but Custer, he did get a win in Kentucky, but he, for the most part, underwhelmed in the Cup Series. He went back down to Xfinity, won several races, and even a championship to cap it off last year, and could be in contention for another one this year. So I think that for any driver in Harrison's sort of situation here, that's the move that I would be making, rather than continuing to run in a mid-pack Cup car and running 20th to 25th on my best days.
You know how I feel about drivers going up and down the market, but sometimes it helps. I don't have a problem with them going up and down if they're trying to restart careers. It's just that if they're doing the Cup Series and then they're going round, that I don't like. That I think is detrimental to it all. But I do agree with you. Maybe he should go back at least to Xfinity to try and restart his career and just get a little bit more confidence back in himself as well. We'll see how that story develops, I suppose, going forward as well. Do you reckon we'll hear much of it this weekend being talked about as well inside the paddock?
I'm sure we will. Obviously, this has been the latest domino to fall with the Stewart-Haas closures and Chase Briscoe moving over. I feel like I heard somewhere somebody said that the Wood brothers were interested in Chase, but it became apparent pretty quickly that he was going to get that Toyota seat once Truex announced that he was stepping away full time. So I'm sure it'll be discussed at length this weekend, and then talks probably cool down a little bit. I saw Harrison put out a statement himself saying, obviously it wasn't the news that he was hoping for, but there's a great opportunity to go out there and prove some doubters wrong at Chicago this weekend. And then he wants, everybody's talking about Josh Berry getting win number 100. The Fords have speed on super speedways. We got, another Daytona race, another Talladega race coming up. I wouldn't put it past Harrison to get a win there. I don't know if he's going to get a win on a random mile and a half. I don't know if that team is there right now, but who's to say Harrison couldn't go and get win number 100 himself? So, this news has to motivate him more than ever to finish the season strong. And then, like I said, probably not this year, because I know you don't like active Cup drivers racing in lower divisions, but next year, restart your career, go run for an Xfinity championship. I think that's the best move for his career.